everyone, welcome to season 6, episode 5 of the Phil Bros Championship Podcast. I'm Tim. With me is my co-host Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
Well, have you ever had hepatitis?
No, but I thought I was pregnant once. That's irrelevant. Speak for yourself. It was the longest, like, what is it, 3 weeks of my life?
Yeah. Night of the Comet, Tim. We've seen this before, but it's been a while, especially for you. What'd you think?
It has been a while. There are definitely some things that hold up for me. Um, I think this movie's funny.
Yeah.
I think this movie is funny, and I think there's a lot of likable characters in this movie.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's pretty, for the most part, doing a pretty good job with what they're being asked to do. There's some other parts that are is gonna make it suffer to it not being, top tier maybe. But I still think it's a pretty likable movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a fun time. It just is.
Yeah. And I think our heroes maybe do a lot of that heavy lifting, but there's a
Without a
few
doubt.
fun side characters and stuff as well. So
Yeah, my guy Mel.
yeah. So anyway, so we saw Night of the Comet, everybody.
Yep.
And this was my pick. So, a quick one here on the DB. A comet wipes out most of life on Earth, leaving the two Valley Girls fighting against cannibal zombies and a sinister group of scientists.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah,
That's the
although
movie.
it's interesting because like the reveal that the scientists are really that all that sinister and stuff is kind of a bit later. Um, they seem to be somewhat good at you kind of get the impression first. But nice little twists. So
Yeah.
but
No,
yeah.
it's a fun movie. So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's
Our
go.
heroes are the sisters Regina and Samantha Belmont, played by Catherine Mary Stewart and Kelly Maroney.
Yeah.
Tim, I, I don't know how familiar you are with Catherine Mary Stewart. Um,
They've definitely like been in stuff, right? Like what Regina was in like Weekend at Bernie's.
that's Catherine Mary Stewart. Yeah, she was also
Yeah.
in The Last Starfighter,
Yeah. She was like,
which I
was
haven't
she
seen
the
in a billion
girlfriend?
years. Yes,
Yeah. Okay. It's been a really long time for me
billion
for
years.
that one as
I've
well.
seen this movie more recently. I
There was parts of
rewatched
the
it
Last
besides
Starfighter
this
that weirdly
rewatch.
freaked me out as a kid too.
Yeah, everything going on with the clone or whatever,
Yeah.
back on Earth to so that he wouldn't know he was gone. It's kind of freaky
Yeah.
stuff.
It was. I didn't love it. So I think it wasn't like a movie that I rewatched as much that I'm curious to see more of later. Um, I don't
Kelly
know if like
Maroney,
yeah.
of course, is immortal because she was also in Chopping Mall.
Oh, right. That's right. So I have seen that. Yep.
Yeah, Chopping Mall.
Yeah. I think you got me to finally see that just like a year or so ago. So
Yeah, Chopping Mall, good time.
it is pretty fun.
So you got Regina Belmont is the older sister, and I'm guessing is supposed to be a high school senior in this.
Yeah, it seems like
She
she's
she
18.
she doesn't hang out with juniors though. Um, she works as a movie theater usher, and between this and Sleepwalkers, I'm wondering how many more drop dead gorgeous theater ushers we'll have in future seasons. Uh,
Yeah. Um yeah, and it's interesting, like, so one, we had one that just liked to groove and get her dance on while she's cleaning, and the other one is really obsessed with arcade. This at least one arcade game. Was it Asteroids? Um,
Tempest.
oh, okay. That she was really, really into that game. And to be honest, it's charming to watch her be this obsessed with this game
Yeah, I
and how
love
she
watching her be annoyed that someone
yeah,
entered their initials in the top 10 high score,
yeah.
which she is the sole owner of the top 10.
Yeah, and until
Like, what the hell is going on?
the horrific reveal of what's going on in the movie, it is nagging at her for like the whole like beginning section of the movie before the horrific reveals, of the plot has happened. You know what I mean? Before she realizes what's going on. She like even when she wakes up the next morning before she finds out everything, she's still like, she's like going, I keep forgetting the initials.
DMK.
Yeah, it's like who's DMK? I was like, do we ever find out who DMK is?
Did you not
Uh
notice the end of the movie? gets answers.
Oh, was it the kid?
Yeah, it's the
Now
nicest
that makes
plate.
sense.
Um, yeah, she's a typical teenager. Is more interested in playing video games and getting laid than doing her job or schoolwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that she's actually kind of a screw up in this movie, even though she's like
And
portrayed as the more sensible sister, which I'm like, I'm not sure how much more she
yeah,
actually
and she
is.
seems to be playing against the archetype, right? Like she's having premarital sex and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
and she survives everybody. She even makes jokes about like what's it, Larry paying her $15, and it's like the $15 is not for doing it or whatever. And she's like, oh, okay. And like we
could be
weren't
worth
going
way more
steady
than
in
that.
anything, so whatever, right? Totally fine with like doing it with Larry, the projectionist, who's trying to backroom deal on the side.
Yeah, Reggie's cool though. She knows about Superman's powers,
Yeah,
so she's
you
cool and
nerd.
hot. Uh, Superman can see through steel like the projector booth. He has trouble with lead though, so for
Yeah.
the uninitiated. Um,
She has a military background because daddy was a soldier in the Vietnam War and has continued to fight on in wars or something. And
yeah,
so
he's
she's
somewhere in
been
South America
trained
right
how
now,
to defend herself and how to use guns.
and she's unimpressed with Hector's gun. Might be
Yeah.
a all right for a date night in the barrio, but if we run into any more of those guys, we're gonna need a little more stopping power. Reggie might
Yeah.
be a little bit racist.
There's like at least two. There's that one that's like, oh, and then there's another one she like says his name like Hector and
Tor,
like
yeah.
does that like thing. You're like, oh, well,
Yeah.
okay.
But she's also the one who does the math and figures out like her Hector and her sister were spared because somehow they were covered with by metal when the comet hits.
There's some real flawed logic though with a lot of that. That it's
It's
kind of
good
bugging me.
enough. It's
I know,
fine.
but so that the scientist layer was not metal.
No, they left the ventilation open.
I know, but like it's not like they were ventilatedly sealed or whatever in her shack, the sister shack, and in any of these other places that these people were in.
Yeah, I don't know how.
That's the problem. It's like, oh, we left the ventilation, whatever systems open. So it's like, so it's the air. So then that should have been a same problem for these other characters as well.
Well, the shack I'm assuming doesn't actually have any ventilation. The
At
projector's
all.
booth I would think does have some measure of
I
openness
guess,
to it.
but
Yeah,
I
but
doubt
whatever.
yeah, I doubt they have like closed sealed, whatever air situations going on. So it doesn't make any sense.
Reggie had to
Um,
sleep on a linoleum floor, so
she's that
God
much
bless.
closer to the metal. Is that
No, I'm just saying she's been punished enough.
oh, she's been punished enough.
That's
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm
my
sure
back would be destroyed.
sleeping in a metal shed is not great, or even sleeping
No,
in the back of a truck is probably not ideal.
I don't know.
Uh,
Some of those truckers have nice little like
yeah.
spots back
Little
there.
bed setups, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so like I don't know. It's like the one thing I'm like, wait a minute. Like I like the idea of this is how these genius scientists, and I guess we'll talk about it more later, bite it, but at the same time we're like, but that doesn't make any sense for our heroes either.
All right, so the whole plot of this is like, a comet has come back to Earth, first time in like 65 million years since the dinosaurs.
Yeah, that was
And
some intense little voiceover intro with the comet going and the guy's voice going. It was interesting.
uh, yeah, since before recorded time, it had swung through the universe in elliptical orbits so large that its very existence remained a secret of time and space. But now, in the last few years of the 20th century, the visitor was returning.
Yeah.
The citizens of Earth could get an extra Christmas present this year. I forgot this is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Uh, two in a row. As their planet
Whoops.
orbited through the tail of the comet, scientists predicted a light show of stellar proportions, something not seen in Earth for 65 million years. Indeed, not since the time the dinosaurs disappeared virtually overnight.
Yeah.
There were a few who saw this as more than just a coincidence, but most didn't. It doesn't make any sense, especially since when everybody who gets exposed to this like dust from the comet turns into little like sand.
Yeah, they just
We
basically
have
turn to dust.
we have dinosaur bones, so
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
Unless you think
If
like
it happened to the dinosaurs, why do we have dinosaur bones?
it's a joke that people buried them under the they're
Oh,
not real.
the Bill Burr joke.
Yeah.
I'll
But
go with it.
yeah, it's kind of insane. Although at the same time, I mean, maybe those some of those bones exist because it doesn't always. Some people turn immediate to dust, and some other people it's a very slow,
If you're
long
only
process.
partially exposed, you become a zombie,
Yeah,
or
basically.
slowly turn into a zombie. Which
Which now ah man, how cool if we got a remake so we could see a couple of scenes of some zombie dinosaurs. Like who doesn't want to see that?
no, no, it's best not to dwell on the dinosaur thing because once again you'd be like, wait, but then why do we have dinosaur bones?
No, I want to see zombie dinosaurs.
Maybe for the next Lost Jurassic World or whatever we're doing.
Probably. We've run out of
Yeah.
ideas.
Apparently like the newest dinosaur is going to be like a mix of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a Rancor, and a Xenomorph. I'm like, so you guys just robbing from other franchises now, huh? Yeah, all right.
Okay.
You got nothing.
Sure.
There's one that's like a
I
raptor and a pterosaur. I'm like, so it's like a raptor with wings. I'm like, all right. So you just gave up on dinosaurs being cool. You're just like making
yeah,
stuff
we're
up
gonna make
now.
our own
Which, to be
monsters
fair,
up.
Michael Crichton basically did in the second book, but still. But they did that in the first Jurassic World movie too. They made up a dinosaur
Yeah, I think so. And I think
thing.
they did it again in the second Jurassic World movie, right? Or was it only in the second Jurassic World? Because the second Jurassic World movie, they tried to almost go more into horror, right? In that little like
I don't know. I try to black out
mansion.
that movie because it was so bad.
It was really bad. I mean, I didn't really like the Jurassic World series at all. I didn't even watch the last one.
I'd cert the second the second and third one really make you appreciate the first Jurassic World. It's like, ah, okay, you know what?
You know what?
Maybe
I
not so
didn't
bad.
mind the first one. The first one, as long as you didn't think
We're
about
off
it too
track.
hard, it's okay. But yes, you're right. We are off track. Night of the Comet. Night of the Comet.
Um, yeah. So yeah, like, Reggie's fun.
Yeah.
I like you said with the I like when she points out to Hector that they can go to Los Alamitos military base to get some automatic weapons. He's like, you know how to use them? It's like, come on, Hector. Mac 10 submachine gun was practically designed for housewives. It's
It's like her dad
like,
talking,
badass.
probably.
Yeah. Um, yeah, Reggie is cool though. She's tough. She's funny. Loves
She's
her sister.
capable. Like
Yeah.
she never really needs saving. Um,
Well, until she does.
yeah, but for the most part, like I mean, that's at like basically the very end. Not even the very end because like yes, they come to a sister, but she's already breaking out. I guess to
Well, they
save her
both get captured in the
in the
mall.
mall, and the mall's the one like the one time really, right? But otherwise, like she's able to take
But
things
they're not
out
running
and take
around screaming for help. They're trying to help
right.
themselves.
Like
Yeah.
even when they do eventually need saving from the mall, zombie people, they're kind of holding their own. Like it's not like they're like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?"
They're
I
literally
mean,
chained up and
no,
trapped
but like
by the
there's
scientists,
like
but okay, yeah, yeah.
they immediately go into like basically battle and they're shooting back and forth. It's
Yeah,
not
they're
like they're
not running around screaming
helpless.
for help. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. They're not
Yeah.
helpless, like even like the somehow the sister who has
Well,
literally nothing and does most of her fighting with shoes is almost laughing by it and she might have a
let's
screw loose. But anyway,
let's get
Samantha
into her. Yeah, Kelly Maroney as Samantha. I'm assuming is a high school sophomore. She's on
sounds about
the
right.
school pep squad and is jealous of, but loves her big sister.
Yeah.
My girl looks like Winnie the Pooh in her yellow red spandex sweater outfit in the beginning of this movie.
Oh, good call. Didn't think about that one.
It's just literally like ketchup mustard. I'm like, wow, look at that.
Yeah. I think more iconic is her cheerleading outfit that she's in for a good portion of the movie.
Very much so. In fact, Kelly Maroney did swipe one of them. She had two outfits and she swiped one of them to keep after
Nice.
the movie was done. Um, they Reggie and Sammy really don't like their stepmom Doris, who is
Yeah.
stuck ruling the house while their dad is away on a mission in Honduras. Uh, Sammy points out that she knows Doris has been cheating on her dad with Chuck from across the street. Listen, Doris, you were already born with an asshole. You don't need Chuck.
Yeah. That was a nice line.
And then the two exchange slaps, which apparently Kelly Maroney was not happy with her own reaction to getting slapped, so she asked the actress to actually slap her, just so she
Mm.
could have a more genuine reaction. And then this bit of child abuse ends up with Doris actually right cross slugging
Yeah.
Sammy across
I
the
like didn't
True.
recall this. So when the punch happens, I'm like, whoa, all right.
Yeah, it is like, whoa, okay, good punch.
Yeah. She went
But
down
this, like I said, the child was ends up actually saving her life because Sam runs away from home and ends up sleeping in a
in a little
garden
shed.
shed.
Yeah.
It saves her life, protects her
Yeah.
from the meteor dust. Um, I like that she like has no idea what's going on in the world. She just wakes up and prepares to go to prep squad the next day, even though she can't get anyone on the phone.
Yeah. She just thinks like Doris is just slept over at Chuck's.
Right.
So yeah, doesn't notice like any, and it's actually a really nice moment where Reggie's like being like, hold up, no, have you not realized any of this? Like, and then like picks up Doris's like clothes with the
Like this
dust
is
falling
Doris.
out.
Yeah.
Like, this is Doris. Like, here's Chuck, and lifts the shoe and the dust falls out. Like,
Mhm.
it's a pretty fun moment again, and a nice exchange. And like, I think Samantha just like replies by just going back inside and slams the door closed and goes back to eating her cereal,
Classic teenager
which is
stuff.
just great. Like,
Yep.
this is just it's such a fun, playful exchange continuously from both of them throughout the whole movie.
And the Kelly Maroney part, the Sam could easily just been an annoying kid sister.
Really could have, yeah.
But she's too charming for that. She just won't let that happen. And she has a lot of fun in this movie too, on top of
Yeah.
it.
Her in the DJ booth where she tries to like be the DJ, like, hey, you teenage zombies or whatever. And she's like trying to be the DJ all of a
All
sudden.
you teenage Comet zombies, like all
Yeah.
finals are canceled and the new legal drinking age is 10. But you need ID because let's be real. And then she ends up getting Sam. I'm sorry. While Sam's playing DJ, she gets a phone call.
Yeah.
From people listening in. It turns out it's the think tank. And
The
be careful.
scientists.
Yeah, she's telling them like like they warn her, be careful. Zombie people were partially exposed from the comet, and they're all turning into dust too, but slower, and they're coming for you. So stay off the street. Um,
But she's
let's
a hard
see.
time remembering all the details, so she gets yelled at a little bit.
Yeah.
Poor
Then you have
Samantha.
yeah, yeah, which leads into some fun sequences a little bit. We'll get into later.
Yeah, we'll get to it later,
Um,
yeah.
while Hector is doing some sit-ups, just randomly. Uh,
Randomly. It is a
Reggie feels
super weird chair, like just total 80s chair that like it's like, yeah, you know what? It does look like you
I
could
don't
do
even, what
that.
is that room that he's in? It's
I
like
don't know.
just like this one chair there.
None of it makes sense. Like the whole like DJ radio booth is like not soundproof to just open this big open
Yeah.
room. It's like none of this
The
works.
bathroom with no toilet.
Yeah, it's just super bizarre.
Just a big sink here.
Just like a lot of just
And
weird,
three mirrors.
neon lights and stuff like that going with weird music choices because sometimes it's Christmas music and sometimes it's like weird 80s music and it's like I don't know what's going on.
Mm.
Weird selection from this radio station.
But like, yeah, Reggie gives Sam the whole laydown. I'm sorry, Hector the whole laydown of their life and how their mom split from them as soon as their dad got back from Vietnam,
Right.
and they were raised by their dad for a little while until they started going through puberty, and he realized he needed another woman in the house to help raise them. And then as soon as he got married, he basically split again.
Yeah, I just left.
Yeah, to go back to being an active army. Um,
Tear.
right, and then of course
Sad.
Reggie and Hector do a bit of flirting, which makes
Sam
Sam a little
jealous.
jealous because he might be the last man on Earth.
Yeah.
um, but they even when she's jealous, they she's kind of open with it and they talk things
They
out,
do
and
talk
it
it out.
never like
Yeah.
gets like annoyingly bitter. They're like,
And
"This
I think at
we're
one point,
siblings."
even they're almost laughing about it. I think when they're like hanging out outside later, like I think on top of the car by the bridge, I can't remember where they like, joke about how he's probably the last boy, and of course he goes for you kind of deal or whatever. And I think they even exchange a laugh back and forth with it towards the end of that conversation. So it's like that's it's still like they really do love each other kind of in a good place, sibling type stuff.
Right, and this tender moment where Sam talks about having a crush on some boy at school. He was a junior. And
Yeah.
he was going to ask her out. Of
Even
course,
though he goes to this other high school that I guess is not cool. I don't know.
No, he went to Tufts and he
Yeah.
transferred over. That's why. It's like, hey, he went to Tufts. Um, I, I I laughed out loud when Sam points out the possibility that Hector might be gay.
Yeah.
It's like, think it over. You said he didn't come on to you last night. So, so that means the last guy on Earth is either a gentleman or a fag. I mean, what are the odds in LA?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I also like when they do target practice. Um,
Dad
uh,
would have got newsies.
yeah, that joke was good. You kind of like how even where Reggie's like barely registering the loud noises, like she's kind of just got
Where did
one ear
they get
going.
those guns? Like they just like
They
decided to do
don't
like
explain that. Yeah,
they just went to that base and like but never showed
off
it.
screen, I guess. I have no idea. Or they found like a weird sporting good store, maybe. I don't know.
It is the 80s, so I always assume a sporting goods store is involved somehow.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. So.
Um,
Yeah, it's fun. And then of course she's feeling down, so Reggie's like, "You got your MasterCard?" No? Good, you don't need one or whatever, right?
the
So
stores are
and then
open.
they go shopping and I wonder if like one of the big costs was this before Girls Just Want to Have Fun hit it really big, or is this where some of the budget went to?
It's a Cyndi Lauper cover. It is
Oh,
not Cyndi
is that what it
Lauper
is?
sing. Yeah,
Okay.
because you know how I know this? Because it sounded terrible. It's like
Hmm.
that's
It
should be
sounded
Cyndi
weird.
Lauper. Yeah, because it's not Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
It's like, oh, this isn't right. But still, it's fun. Girls doing the dress up and having a good time. So
Yeah. And
you know,
it really isn't like that like it's a cheesy thing, but it really wasn't that cheesy and over the top,
no,
to be
it doesn't
honest.
last that long, and it seems like
Yeah.
they're genuinely having fun playing dress up and trying on different things and whatnot.
Yeah, and I thought it was well done, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
I love Sam, by the way, later on coming to save her sister from the scientist in the think tank, where she's like humming Ride of the Valkyries as she's going down the elevator. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool.
She's just a fun, they're both such fun characters.
And then after the whole movie is over, it gets extra weird, where like
Yeah.
Regina has like transformed into some like crazy ass like supermom with these two orphans that they have found.
Yeah, because you don't like get that impression even when they're saving the kids that this is the direction she's going to take with it. But then, like, I guess it kind of makes sense based on their childhood that she would kind of go this route too. And you have like the weird throwaway line by Hector, like at one point being like, "I always like kids" or whatever. So it's like, you're like, okay, picture thing's still a little weird. Um,
Well,
so totally get Samantha's like kind of losing her mind.
I honestly, this is like, all right. I truly think that every mother, one of their true joys of motherhood for them is taking pictures of their kid, dressing their kids up in outfits and taking pictures of them.
Oh
This is
gosh.
the impression that I have gotten from every mother I've ever met.
It's truly a miserable experience
I'm just, and
and
as it's being,
it's stressful because I seen it from my own wife how stressed she is. She wants these pictures so bad and
mm,
I have to basically do the very best I can and I'm very bad at it of trying to cover up my own frustration and anger because I want her to get what she wants and kids are kids and man, it's miserable.
Lord knows I never enjoyed ever taking a picture of myself. So I was like,
Yeah.
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 Um, so I always feel bad for the kids. Uh, yeah. So Sam Coleman. God, they look like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Yeah, she still has fun lines and you still love when the like again how she's like completely losing it of like there's nobody here like she's
Yeah,
like
she wasn't waiting for them to cross. She was like, "We can't cross the street until the lights
yeah
change." I'm
the
like,
light changed and she's like are you freaking kidding me? She runs down the street and like a car actually comes and it's that what DMK kid or whatever right
Danny Mason Keener.
yeah and so anyway and that exchange is fun and then like she's like, Wait, be back before midnight or midnight, the curfew?" Like,
The burden of civilization is on us. And he
yeah.
replies,
Again,
"Yeah,
it
bitching, isn't
keeps
it?"
being fun the whole way through. And then it's just fun to watch. Like she drives off, and then Hector's playing football in like a giant LA street, which is a fun view to look at too.
Hmm. So I give this category a 4.
That's what I gave it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
these two actresses just like nail this,
they
and
do.
the
They
movie
they
is
make it so worth
rests
it.
on their chemistry and their likability.
Completely, yeah, never annoying. Like
Yeah.
at any point, you could totally see how this could have gone badly and have been an annoying character, and it never was for either of them.
Hmm.
And you enjoy them the whole way through. And again, they're capable. Um, again, they're not really that much of damsels, and I love that.
Yeah. Now we gotta get into the villains. The think tank, a group of
Think tank.
scientists that foresaw the dangers of the comet, tried to safely hide underground, but they left the air vents open and they've all been exposed and are slowly degenerating to zombies that will eventually become dust like everyone else.
But they think they can come up with something, right? Not a formula, I forget what they call it, but they think
Serum.
a serum, yes. And I guess they need survivors' blood to come up with this serum. Of course, we kind of find that out more later. We don't initially know that they're bad
Yeah, they
yet.
portray themselves as their heroes. We're gonna come save you and come be with us
Because they
underneath
kind of
the
do this switch where it seems like they're debating it, and the woman, I forget her name,
Audrey White.
yeah, she's the one that's kind of like, no, we don't need to be bringing people in. So you get this impression that
I
she's
put
the
her under a
bad one.
supporting character.
Yeah, because she's not really a villain, but you get the impression that she's the bad one because she sees the one that has to stick up her butt about the way they're doing
Letting them in.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you kind of find out it's actually the other way around. So you do appreciate that. And
Well,
yeah,
the
so
lead scientist is Dr. Carter, played by great character actor Jeffrey Lewis.
yeah,
We last saw Jeffrey in The Lawnmower Man, and as always, he's a delight.
yeah,
Um, he starts off the movie as like calm, measured, and reasonable, but does a good job of devolving to just being annoyed by everyone, especially Regina. You get
and oh gosh, what's the other doctor?
Wilson.
Wilson. Man, he hates Wilson.
He's annoyed by Wilson.
He's
Yeah,
so annoyed by Will. I loved it after a while. There's like it seemed like it was like scene after scene where it's like, "Come on, Wilson!"
yeah.
Oh man, this guy hates Wilson.
You can tell he's gone full bad guy when he starts developing a sensitivity to light and puts on his sunglasses.
Yeah, he starts to get
Uh,
grumpier.
yes. For people planning on living underground, it's amazing that they had sunglasses at the ready.
Yeah, just in case.
Just like I had some sunglasses here. Unless like when they sent everybody out to go and pick up the girls, like, "Hey, pick up some sunglasses for everyone.
Yeah,
Might need those."
we might need it. Yeah,
Um, yeah. So as Tim mentioned, after becoming accidentally exposed to the comet, the scientists vote by majority to kidnap survivors and make them brain dead and turn them into blood bags from which they can develop a serum to either cure them or slow down the devolving process.
yeah. Although again, they don't exactly. You don't know that's what they're doing at first. So at first they make them out to be like the good guys again. It's
Yeah,
democracy. Yay,
that's right.
democracy, right?
Yeah, sounds all good. Yeah.
It sounds good. And like the girl, the woman lady, whatever her name is again, is the one that's like, I'm not so sure I like this democracy thing. So it's interesting how they do it. It's like, okay, she sounds bad, they sound good. Like, okay, like
Hey, I get it. It's what I said last November. It's like democracy
yeah.
sounded good a minute ago.
And those the two lady scientists who are like uh
Oh,
getting the kids ready and already
once they
set up.
finish like making these guys brain dead and sucking their blood out, like
Yeah.
it's like they can't wait to start working on the kids. They're so cute. I love working with kids. It's like
It's
they're about to just do
really
the same thing with kids. Like
disturbing.
really messed up, and it gets
Yeah.
worse.
Ooh.
Which I will get into in more of an action scene, I guess. Um, So yeah, I love the scientists, by the way, when they go and track down the girls, they start like, let's apply some deductive reasoning. Where would adolescents go with nothing to do?
Yeah, of course. And it's the 80s. Remember that.
Yeah, so
The
mall.
mall. Let's go to the mall today.
That's right, Chubosky. Um, we also have Willie, played by Ivan E. Roth and his stock boy gang,
Yeah.
also all wearing sunglasses.
All wearing sunglasses. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of when you first get the idea of the sunglass thing. Because it's
Right.
interesting because it's like
I
they,
got angry at first, like, why are all these guys wearing sunglasses indoors? This is ridiculous.
yeah, because at the first time you see one of these zombie things, it looks like it's just straight up traditional zombie almost.
The guy in the coveralls that
Yeah, that
kills
that
Larry.
knocks out Larry, right? And so it seems more traditional zombie. And then you don't see really another one until the dream sequences that we'll get to later. And then after that, we get the stock boys from the mall who are now decidingly, we've moved up in the world. Now we own this mall, and you're stealing from us. Um, and but we
See, we
don't.
worked really hard to get
Yeah,
ahead in the business, girls, and we don't get shit for it. But we do it
yeah,
because we know we can work our way up through the system, and the system works. Why, just a few days ago, we were only stock boys. Now we own the store the American way. And then this happens.
yeah. And there's a crazy line, by the way, from one of the scientists where they're walking over to the mall
Yeah.
or whatever, and he's like, it's like they've been decades removed from civilization, even though they haven't been. And it's like, hey, it's a shrine to consumerism. It's like, why are you talking about it like that? Like, this
Because
is,
we're in the middle of Reagan's America. Well,
but
actually,
like,
only a couple years in, but
you're
still.
like a scientist that is in society just like a few days ago. Like, it's not like it's like this
Who
bygone
knows how
era.
long they were out hanging in that desert getting that
Or
thing
maybe
all
they've
ready.
been down there longer, but it's so weird the
Well,
way
it took a
he.
while. You can't set that up overnight. So,
Right, that's true. But I'm assuming they weren't like stuck down there for the whole time. But anyway, so it's interesting. So like we do see these stock boy evil mall people, but like the reveal that they are zombified or whatever
yeah, he
comes
exposes
way
himself.
later.
He pulls the limbs like, "Ugh." You see all
Yeah.
the makeup.
So then
And
it's like, oh, they were zombies the whole time. So it's like this is the first time that we see like
the mall didn't save them. Not enough
kind of
steel.
intelligent zombies, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, at the very first zombie we see talks. He's
yeah,
like,
but it
come over
seems
here.
more like "Mrrr" at the same time.
It's very rare to see talking zombie. Romero didn't even do that until way later.
Yeah,
But
but it's just even that one just still seemed,
I
I don't know,
enjoyed,
more like almost nemesis. Like I can get a word in or something. You know what I mean? Like it didn't seem like it was that.
yeah.
Guys, these ones are intelligent and thinking,
It
right?
just
So it's like,
depends on, yeah, it's just slowly developed, so it depends on how much you were exposed.
yeah. So it's just
But
interesting because that's why you didn't realize that they were zombies until they do the sunglass lift.
yeah, and they were pretty good threatening. I mean, they were kind of doofy in the beginning, but once they actually captured the girls, then they kind of get a little bit scary.
It's more the leader guy, right? That like he has
Willie,
like he's like the
whose name is written on his like jacket.
is it? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
He's got like pun after pun after pun ready to
Oh,
go. But to be honest,
do you
he's
have credit cards? How are you gonna pay for all that?
yeah, he's kind of having fun with it. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't say like it was
Well,
that bad. Like he
when he just wants to be threatening, he's a lot of fun. When he's
yeah.
actually threatening, like when he's got them tied up, it's like you wouldn't believe what we want from you in your worst nightmares. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And that's where he removes his sunglasses and he sees the zombie, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Let's play a game. It's called Scary Noises." And Scary
Oh, it
Noises
does the
turns out to
Russian
be Russian
roulette.
roulette, and I was like,
Yeah.
"That's good. That's actually really good."
Yeah, I mean the with the whole like um
Oh,
media,
set
not
this
media,
back.
but like common vernacular of things going on in the world or whatever, the way he's speaking and talking and all that and making puns and all that kind of stuff. Like it almost reminds me of what is it, Arcade or something in X-Men or something, you know what I mean? Like it's just like all these like quippy jokes to go along with not Arcade. That's not the guy I'm thinking of. Forgetting the X-Men villain now. Anyway,
He's embarrassed talking to me about forgetting an X-Men villain.
well, I'm not as big of an X-Men person as you are, so that's fair.
You're lost, buddy.
It's not that I
Anyway,
don't like X-Men. Come on.
I'm just you gotta have to give me more hints now. It's gonna drive me nuts. Honey
He
X-Men villain?
and he had like gosh, the metal legs, little crab leg thingies.
Mojo?
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Um, our cousin Brian is just like screaming at Ghost
Oh,
right
I
now. He's like, "Come on,
know. That's
this
not
is so
fair.
easy."
I know. He's got encyclopedia like memory basically. It's insane.
Oh, he's an icon
He is amazing. I only wish, right?
for
Every
real.
time I talk to him, I'm like, how do you do it?
So impressive. Um. Anyway, yeah, Willie and the Stock Boys get blown away by the scientists. I gave this category a 2.5. Um, No one is like that threatening, but they're all kind of fun
Yeah.
at the same
I
time.
I'm not too far off. I went two.
Okay.
Yeah, the scientists exactly are not the villains for that long. They do get a little bit fun towards the end, especially
Yeah.
where even our main guy goes full on
I could have used
zombie.
more Willie,
Yeah.
personally.
Well, there could have just been more. That's the problem. And it's going to be a problem in the next category too.
yeah, it took too long to get to like like there's a long period where there's,
Nothing going on. Like,
for all
I
the
mean,
danger, like there's not much danger.
I'm almost wondering if those dream sequences were like reshoots. We gotta add something in here. There's some problems here between Larry getting it and the mall guys. Otherwise, that is a giant gap
Yeah.
of
No.
nothing going on. And so I think it's like that's too big of a problem for the category to put it up higher for me.
Mm.
But again, I'm not going that much lower. So
So first real bit of horror in this movie is our dude Dupree, Larry Dupree,
yeah,
opening the door the day after the comet passes by and immediately gets murdered by a zombie that hits him over the head with a wrench.
wrench. Yeah,
Which, zombie using weapons. That's
true.
cool.
Yeah,
Um, and then Reggie goes to take a peek outside later, sees the red sky, remarks, "Bad smog," which is like classic 80s, 90s joke
yeah.
for LA. Then accidentally locks herself out, goes around the side, but can't get that way. Sees Dupree's keys and a bloody wrench, goes to check the motorcycle, then hears a noise, turns out to be a zombie
Well,
eating
she picks up
Dupree.
the wrench, right? It's like, and she sees that. That's when she notices the blood. Gross. Like
Yeah.
they really put on the Valley Girl thing a little bit more there. It's funny. And
But like
then
the zombie, like, you come here, girl.
yeah, she like pops out for some boxes. Like he's like,
Or
let
he's
me
eating Dupree in private. He's like, he comes out with
exactly.
like a
He
bit of
needed
them.
his space
Yeah.
to get Larry. And then I don't remember. He was holding something from Larry, a body part, but
You
I
couldn't tell what it was. And it's
yeah, I
not I
wasn't
couldn't,
sure. Was
yeah.
it like a foot? What am I was like, yeah, I don't feel like rewinding to figure it out, but
Yeah,
clearly it
especially
was
watching
some
this on
part of
Tubi.
Larry. Yeah, I watched on
Uh,
YouTube.
oh, okay. Yep. Um, anyway, yeah, Reggie is an army brat and she can handle herself and warns him, but he makes a move, so she puts a beat down on him and jumps on the bike and gets away.
Good
Very
kicks to the
clearly
groin.
not her, not the actress on that
Right.
motorcycle. Uh,
But again, I appreciate it. It's like, yeah, cool. Hold
I
your own,
appreciated her
girl.
just like, all right, and she just like kicks him in the
Yeah.
stomach and knocks him down. It's like,
It's
that's
refreshing,
cool.
especially for 84.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like even yes, you get final girl horror movies, but a lot of times they're like, "Ah," you know what I mean? They're not like it takes a little bit for them to get kind of more, badass, to be honest.
Mm. So then you got Reggie driving the motorcycle through LA, noticing just empty of people. And so then she goes back to her house, slowly goes through, gets jump scared by her sister.
Yeah.
So it's not a very good jump scare, but
It's not. There's not really
uh,
anything here until you get to the dream sequence. I mean, I guess unless you
it's
consider
exactly
the
what I have written up.
Hector.
Nope, nope, I didn't bother
Yeah.
with that. I have the dream sequence written up next. Where
The only thing that I did, I just want to mention when Hector pops up, like I just immediately thought of Resident Evil 2 video game.
don't
Like,
shoot, I'm a human.
human. One of the best fixes in the remake, but it also made me sad. It's like, no, don't fix it.
When you told me they fixed it, I was like, I have no desire to play this game now. I'm out. I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
but they take it up like three times higher with Mr. X, and you're
Mr. X.
they. I thought Mr. X in Resident Evil 2 remake is better than Nemesis in 3 remake.
Really?
Yeah. So
Take your word for it. They ruined it.
yes,
Human.
I'm human.
So yeah, next scene has Sam drinking and driving in a wedding dress, being
Yeah.
bitter at the way Hector and Regina talk to her. Um, Sam gets pulled over by a couple of bike cops and then panics that she doesn't have a license and she's been drinking.
Yeah.
But surprise, the bike cops are zombies and they attack her.
Yeah. Well, I like where she's like, oh no, and she like throws the beer and then, oh no, she's like, oh, I don't have my license. That's the first thing she freaks out about, and then realizes, oh, I am carrying an open container and I've been drinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a biker cop that grabs her. Although the other cop that gets her from the other end and gets her by like the face and it's kind of like a bloody hand on her face, like that looked kind of cool.
Oh, the makeup is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just was like, oh, that looks kind of gnarly, but then immediately kicks out, and then it's
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
all a dream. She's back on the radio station couches. Uh,
Or is she?
right. So Sam decides to go to the radio station bathroom, clean herself up. Bathroom with no toilet. Must be the Brady Bunch's bathroom.
What the twist?
Um, and decides to clean herself up in the
Sure.
sink. Appreciate the semi see-through bra. And then she gets
Yeah, and
attacked
they got
by,
her in her underwear too in the girls just want to have some fun sequence too. It's like
yes, but not a
this is your
see-through
gonna be
there.
your role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam gets attacked by a zombie bike cop again from
With a
behind.
switchblade.
This is for your stepmom, you little punk.
Yeah.
And stabs her with a switchblade. And surprise, it's another dream.
Yep.
Dream within a dream. Some Inception shit here, Tim.
It's called Inception.
Um,
If
then you
I
got
told you
Hector going.
to not think about elephants, what are you gonna think about? Elephants?
I'm looking forward to rewatching in my theater.
I can't. Oh, you. That's my pick. There, done. You're right.
Yeah.
That's why. You know what? One of the greatest movie theater experiences when I did those like with the bucket seats and the what theater come alive thing.
Oh, the 4X.
I did it for Inception, and it was one of the
Oh,
best experiences ever. So there it is. That's my pick. I was
okay.
just thinking of Ken Watanabe saying elephants again, and I'm like, yes,
Yeah, Kevin Hobby
down.
anytime.
Yeah.
Um, so Hector goes home to San Diego and he hears music playing, but nobody's there. He starts getting pictures for keepsakes, and then he hears a zombie kid at the front door who then attacks him.
This is a funny scene.
It is. I like that
Yeah.
he's like, listen, kid, I don't want to hurt a kid. He's just like kind of
Yeah.
running away from this like
He points the
10-year-old
gun
kid.
and he's like, I got him in he's got him in sights or whatever. And he's just like, I can't do it. Like,
Yeah. I really like Hector, and we'll get into him later, but because
yeah.
he's a supporting
He's a
character in this
supporting
movie.
character. He starts throwing stuff and
Yeah.
running kind of deal. He ends up crawling out a bathroom window and just
Just runs
books
away
it.
with the
Oddly,
sack full of
like
pictures.
doesn't get back in his truck. I guess he's got some other ride. He's
Gets a
gonna go
better ride.
somewhere. He gets a better ride, but I'm like, I guess he must have
I
known
wonder
where he
what
was
gets
going.
better gas mileage, like a 50s Pontiac or
It's a great question.
that big truck he had. I don't know.
Yeah, because he's apparently in the San Diego area right now.
Yes. It's like a 3-hour drive from LA.
So I was just saying, with gas mileage, you gotta, things to consider.
Yeah,
But I
well,
guess I'm sure all the
I'm
gas
pretty
tanks
sure
are
gas is
full.
plentiful at this point.
Yeah,
Um,
which and all the electricity is just running.
yeah.
Like that's just never a problem. This
Enjoy it
whole,
for as long as it lasts, I
I
guess.
guess so. Yeah, like I'm thinking of the end of the movie too. Like they're throwing the football around. I'm like, now
Why are
the
the lights
quest
still
for
working?
food. Like, are they gonna
Well,
like eat
there's
candy
plenty of food.
bars? I guess.
Plenty of canned food. Are you kidding?
I guess. I guess that's what
I
you're
mean, the
gonna
meat is
do.
still good for a while.
Sure. I'm
If the electricity is on, start freezing as much meat as you can.
I'm
You
just
can
thinking of
last for
like
a while.
28 days later when they're like trying to find out. It's like, you got any Toblerones? No, we're out of that, mate. We're down to this. And he throws another candy bar at him. We're like, oh, I hate this one or whatever. And then they're eating it. Like immediately thinking that kind of stuff. What a good movie, by the way. Anyway.
Yeah, I love it when Brandon Gleason goes to the grocery store and he sees the apples. Irradiated. Anyway, so yeah, you got the mall sequence. Willie making the announcement. Attention shoppers, I trust you have credit cards to pay for all that stuff.
Yep.
And I love the girls like miming to each other about like where they left their guns.
Yeah.
Like, did you?
Yeah. Reggie's able to get hers, but they
Sam's is
got
missing.
Sam's. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's okay. She's got shoes.
Yep. Shoot, she uses to distract her.
I'm really
Distract
curious if
him.
there's a behind the scenes of her talking about because it almost looks like there's some guy off screen that's job is to chuck shoes at her. That it seems like after her being shot at, they're trying to show like shoes are falling down at her, and there's just somebody that's just
Oh,
chucking
right, because
shoes at
she's
her
in
face.
probably. Um, I like when Reggie's gun runs out of ammo. She's like, bummer.
And there she is reloading as the sister's chucking shoes. She does it
Yeah,
twice.
yeah. And then she decides she's gonna go get the high ground, and she comes
Yeah.
up to the second level and she
What
grabs a
was it?
TV.
Was it a TV? Okay, I
The
wasn't sure if it was
TV. She
TV or a
tosses
microwave.
down.
Eat glass or something like that, I think is the line.
Yep, eat glass. Uh, eat glass, creep. How'd you like
Yeah.
that?
But then they capture like basically right after that.
Yeah, well, I like that. Like one of them, like one of the punks, like sneaks up behind her or whatever, and like she easily gets away from them and calls them a bunch of wimps who can't hit anything.
Yeah.
And then another one she runs into and she like kicks him in the balls and lays him out, and ta-da,
It's a
runs
good
away
movie. Yeah,
again.
she's like playful, having fun with this, which is
Which is
another
why it's so much
great thing.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Um,
she's not scared by any of it.
Reggie captures one of the punks while they have captured Sam and offers a trade. And this is where Willie is like gets kind of like
Yeah,
he just like shoots his buddy. It's like, unfortunately, he's like, Willie, they mean it. Come on. And like Willie just shoots. He's like, you're crazy. He's like, I'm not crazy. I just don't give a fuck.
it's a great
Uh,
line. It was one of the ones I was considering to end the podcast with. It's a good one.
yeah. So like later on, with like, the lady doctors are about to get the kids brain, turn the kids into brain dead blood bags, and she like promises the little girls that she can live with Santa Claus at the North Pole for the rest of her life after this. And the older
It's
boy's like,
disturbing.
there's no such thing as Santa.
Yeah.
And like that's where like Carter's like, you don't believe in Santa Claus, going total evil.
Yeah.
And that's where Sam sneaks into the base and shuts off the life support system. And the blood bags heart rates start going up, and
Reggie's already on the move.
well, it's a Carter. They've already recaptured Reggie, but Carter panics and leaves a guard with Reggie, and Reggie just easily like just knocks out that guy and gets the gun. And then
Yeah.
she goes into where like the kids are being held, and she finds out what's going on. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she finds out about the Santa Claus thing.
Yeah, she's like, that's gross, like, or something. And then, like, pretty messed up, right? Because they ended up putting them in sleep instead with the laughing gas, something. What is it? I can't remember
The
what
sign
the
says going to see Santa.
going to see Santa. It's like, it's really like, man, so they just like permanently just stuck like that until they dust? Like, dang.
Well, they're gonna become brain dead first. So,
Probably, yeah. It's
but
just
I love it
like,
when
dang.
Carter gets back over to them and he sees them and he sees the sign. He's like, Should we get him out?" It's like, "Fuck him."
Yeah, who cares about them? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. And it's just like, dang. Well, because they were even saying, like, we don't have enough people. Like, we're not going to make enough serum, even if we come up with a serum. And he's like, it's fine. As people go, we'll, we'll have more for everybody else as it goes or whatever. Like,
yeah.
totally
Not all of us
expecting,
needs to see her right away and all that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So yeah, Hector picks up Regina. Hector doesn't actually save any of them. The girls really save themselves, but he
I
does
guess he
the
makes
getaway.
sure that they're the getaway secure and that they don't have to worry about them anymore.
Right, because he rigs up all the dynamite with the bombs
Yeah,
for the cars,
all the cars. Yeah,
and he gets them to follow him, flips the bird at them to like go them into coming after them in the trucks because he only like drives away like 100 feet with the
yeah.
kids
And
and Regina
Reggie's
and
like,
Sam.
"What the hell, dude?"
Yeah, and like as soon as they get in, Wilson recognizes the smell of gas, but Carter is like gone full zombie at this point, just turns the ignition.
I do like that
Boom!
scene
Huge explosion.
of him coming out of the shadows and seeing the
Ugh.
face and then turning the key. Like it's actually like I dug the look of that.
Yeah,
It's well done.
I dug the explosion. It was a big explosion.
It was a pretty decent explosion, yeah. And then
Uh,
there's one more zombie attack.
yeah, surprise! Like one random scientist we've never seen before has
I thought it was
survived.
a security guard. It kind of looked like a
No, because
security
he's wearing a
guard.
lab coat, I think.
I could have sworn he was wearing like almost like a police MP kind of belt thing, but I don't know. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter.
No, it
Regardless,
does not.
semantics.
Yeah, he tries to grab the little girl. Hector pulls him away. Reggie tosses Hector a gun, shoots him dead, and yeah, it's the end of the action.
Yeah, that's it.
I couldn't give this more than a two,
That's where I went.
and mostly because of the big explosion. Because it's never actually scary at any point in this, and
Ever,
none of the
ever.
effects are really interesting except
I
for the big
do like
explosion.
some of the makeup. Some of yes,
It's fine.
some of the
Looks
makeup.
just, it's a cheap movie, and unfortunately looks it a lot of
There's
times.
just not enough here. There's just not enough. Like, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you're like, man, there's a giant gap between the first encounter and the mall people. That's why I was like, this has to be a reshoot dream sequence because it's only her. So it's like we got to throw something else in here. Yeah, it's just
You
not
know,
great.
I've decided to change my mind. I am bringing villain back down to a two. As I'm talking about this, like, the joys in the characters, but not those characters that much. And
Yeah.
so
So
it's
now
gonna be tough.
we're exactly the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
supporting characters. So when the girls visit the radio station, they meet another survivor, Hector Gomez, played by Robert Beltran,
Yeah.
who Tim would know as Commander Chakotay from Star Trek Voyager. but he's not cool enough to have watched that show.
Why, when you started off, say Tim would know. I'm like, so Tim does not know because I
No,
did not watch Voyager.
Voyager was good.
I told you, man, I've never been good with the shows. Like I'm
Right. I
down
know.
for Star Trek movies. Shows is not never really been my thing.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm not actually bitter about it, but like I like
Okay.
Robert Beltran.
He's fun
He
in
was
this
also
movie.
on Big Love. He was like
See,
the
that
head.
show I watched.
He was like the chief that like ran the casino that Bill Paxton tried to get involved in.
Okay. I think vaguely it's been a while.
He's only in like 11 episodes of like however many episodes that
Okay,
show is
fair.
on
Good
for, but
show.
like a lot more episodes of Star Trek Voyager. Just saying that's where I know him best from.
Okay, fair enough. But yes, he's fun in this role.
He's a very charming actor. I've always like every time I see him, like, oh yeah, this guy's good.
Like he
He's got like an ease about him every when he's on
yeah.
screen.
He handles the weird, random, blatant Reggie racist comments well.
Yeah,
And so that's always appreciative. I like that, like,
he calls out the Barrio thing right away. Barrio, late
yeah.
night in the Barrio.
Reggie is, or not, sorry, Hector is clearly is already gotten another girl, survivor, before she sadly goes.
He's
But
got a great head of hair. All
yeah,
right.
he's yeah.
Yeah, he drives a truck, and him and a girl he picked up on his way to San Diego pulled into LA that morning. While getting gas, they spotted zombies eating a cat, and the girl ran off screaming. And he found her 20 minutes later, and the zombies had torn her apart.
Hmm.
But
It sounded like there were so many. We've seen like, like six.
right,
It's like the
uh,
least scary zombie apocalypse ever. Especially when you see all these other movies where there's tons of them, you know.
it's a good point. Um, but like I said, he's really good. He doesn't like take a, the girls are definitely the stars of this movie, and he is
Yeah,
there to support, and that's what he does.
he
His
does.
turn to deciding to be like I don't know in love with Reggie is a little sudden. After they've had like two conversations in private.
Yeah,
So like
it's
when he
really
decides
like
to get in
that.
the Santa Claus outfit, and I was like, oh right, I forgot this movie takes place during Christmas again.
It's a weird. Okay, so I feel like there's nothing there at all, and it's not till like the last conversation that they have with each other about him being like, "Yeah, I got to go to San Diego," where there's all of a sudden like maybe the faintest of something. It's like,
Well,
okay,
no, like your family is going. I don't know. I have to find out because I'm
right.
actually close with my family.
No, I know, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's like the first time that you kind of get maybe, but it's like it doesn't even seem like romantic until he's like, yeah, I'll buy you a dinner or something. Um, you kind of get a little vague kind of stuff, something there.
Well, then they're
Uh,
floating about like, what do I get if I come back? It's like Texas,
yeah, that
Texas
was
and
funny.
Florida. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then I think he's coming with flowers, right? Because I think
Flowers and
he
presents. He's got presents too. He's in
does
the
he.
Santa Claus
Okay, so
outfit,
I
but
guess
he's
because of the whole
literally
Christmas
calling
thing.
out for Reggie when he comes into the radio station.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I said, I think he's very good. Enjoy him in this
And
movie.
he's playful fun in the end action sequence
Yeah,
too,
where
when he's like
he's
was being this like cowboy person all of a sudden,
good
which
old
was
boy.
yeah, kind of funny as well. And the whole sister alive reveal and everything. And, yeah,
And he's like totally buying into like, like we're parents now at the very end of the movie with her. It's like
he
he's waiting
likes
for the light.
kids. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's down. It's like
yeah.
okay,
So then you have Mary Warnoff playing Audrey White, a scientist in the think tank with a conscience. She's against the majority vote of kidnapping survivors, making them brain dead and using them as blood bags.
yeah.
Um, she stays behind out at the mall in a ruse to kidnap Hector and instead knocks Samantha out with a shot to protect her and kills fellow scientist Silverman.
Yeah.
When Hector returns from San Diego, she fills him in on everything that's going on and kills herself with some kind of injection.
I kind of wish I saw this movie later, at times because I'm watching that scene. I'm like, I wonder how many people, because I saw this movie, a bunch when I was young, so I knew she was still alive, the sister. But I was like,
Right.
did it trick people? I saw this movie when I was young, so I don't recall. So I'm like, did that trick people? Because it seemed like I'm watching, like, I don't know, legit, looks like
In the
she's dead.
original script, she did die, so I'm not sure if it died there or not, but yeah.
Yeah,
But like she's good. Like you said, like the subtle switch from like is she the villain? Oh no, she's actually the one with the conscience. Is
Yeah.
played very well.
Yeah.
And
And gives
when
her
she's
own
like
self the poison.
the frustration of her, like it starts off with being sensitive to light, and then you start losing your memory, like she can't remember a password or how to spell,
Yeah, she's
and
on like this little like
she's
writing
kind of
pad
like
and it says
she's frustrated,
acceleration.
right? And she's frustrated by it, but amused by it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just like the irony of all this bullshit. Like, I can't believe that
Yeah, a
we were the
bunch
ones
of
prepared for this. We knew it was
geniuses
going to
and
happen, and
we
look what
messed
happened.
up.
Yeah. But yeah, she's very good.
Yeah.
Then you have Larry Dupree, the projectionist. Regina's banging, played by Michael Bowen. Tim will remember him best from Kill Bill as Buck, who likes to fuck.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you like that, huh?
What a poll.
Thank you.
I had no idea, but it makes sense now. It like, yeah, that tracks. Yeah, he's making like extra bucks to the side by like renting out prints.
It came from outer space in 3D. Tres Dimensiones, man.
But he needs it back by a certain time. I'm like, man,
I
who is this? Just like private people that like have their own projection or whatever? Like, I don't
he's
understand.
renting out the film for $100. Well, no, the original. He's like, he gets offered $100. I need more than $100. This is primo print, man. It came from outer space in 3D.
Yeah,
110. I can do that. Like 10 more bucks. That was it. Like, what
yeah.
is this? Who needs this film for $110
That's just like, is it
for
like a
one night?
weird private showing? Is it like desperate, like failing theaters that needs like it's such a weird.
I don't know. It doesn't make much sense, but whatever.
Yeah, and especially for such a limited thing, was like this comet thing's going on. Who is more concerned about that than this
He's an
once in a
amusing
lifetime comet?
jerk.
Yeah, but he
I
seems
like.
to somewhat treat her all right too at the same time. So I don't know.
Well, he promises he's not paying her for sex because she's
Yeah.
worth a lot more. So that was sweet.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She seems to be, you know, okay to
Yeah,
go.
you get the impression that they were never that close. Like they're just both in this for the banging.
Yeah,
So maybe he was like good in bed. I don't know. I
yeah.
can't
She says
imagine
they were
the
never
sex
going
being
steady, and
particularly
it
good on a linoleum floor.
she never seemed to let it bother her anyway. Like it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah, he didn't have like a sleeping bag up there. It was just like I don't know what the hell they were
I
on.
don't
It's like,
know, but it looked
very
like they were
uncomfortable.
using each other. So
Yeah.
more props. Good for them.
Finally, last but not least for me, shout out to Stanley Brock playing Mel, the movie theater manager. Uh,
Oh, okay.
I lost track of how many times Mel behind the counter has told his customer that the alien antennas are $9.50.
Oh, it was pretty funny.
These are the primo ones, $9.50.
I like where he's like starting to like he's like, see, look at that resistance, whatever. The spring's right back, and he's like going over. It's like that's pretty funny.
I went and looked like how much does that cost inflation? Like $29.30. Like that's for expensive
Oh
antennas.
wow, those are expensive. Wow.
Um, he's got some funny lines like, "Look, don't be an overachiever. You'll fit in better with your age group." Like that.
I missed that line. That's good.
That made me laugh. And then Mel, after telling her not to go into the projection booth and avoid Dupree, he's like, I'm gonna fire that guy someday. He's been doing to me what he's been doing to her in that booth.
I missed that line too. They really say that. That's
Yeah,
great.
Mel's the best, man. I love
Oh,
him.
that's funny. I missed some of these lines.
So between Mel and Mary and Hector, I gave this category a 3.
That's what I did.
So we have identical scores of 11.
We have it identically 11. Yep. And so you have it tied. I have it as the new number one.
I'm gonna put this.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
I am more likely to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night again, uh, more
Oh.
sooner than I am than this movie. But I really like both of these movies quite a bit.
Okay. So you're
Obviously,
going two.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe my own sentimentality. I have this as the new number one for me.
Well, to add into
And
like how much we enjoy this kind of thing, Joss Whedon cited this movie as a big influence when creating Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
oh, that's fair. I can
Yeah,
totally see that. Yeah. I mean, and I
like
get
the
what you're
DNA is
saying.
there.
Yeah. Night of the Silent
Silent
Night,
Night.
Deadly Night has definitely a little bit more horror, right? You actually have kills and all that kind of stuff, and there's not a whole lot of that going on here, for Night of the Comet.
It's
But
it's way more messed up. It's also unique. It's like there's
Yeah.
nothing quite like it because of the way like the first half of that movie is.
And it's
And
crazy, like Night of the Comets got the heroes like crazy good, right? Silent Night, Deadly
yeah,
Night, not so much, right? But great villains were Night of the Comet, not so much, right? They almost like reversed themselves
well, I
in
still
their
think that
categories.
Billy as a young man is a fascinating character, and like the watching him
Sure,
slowly turn into what he
but it's not
becomes is
exact. I mean, I docked that category more than you
tragic.
did,
It's
but yeah,
tragic, but yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Heather Langenkamp auditioned for Samantha. What
Hmm.
could have been? Um, Boy Survivor that we get later in the movie is the real life son of Sharon Farrell, who played stepmom Doris.
Okay.
R.I.P. to Muffy.
Oh, the dog. Yeah,
Just realized there are probably like no dogs left in the world, and that just made
just
me really
holding up
sad.
the leash.
Yeah. Like I said, the cover was a Girls Just Want to Have Fun was just a cover. I don't know who did it, but yeah, just pay Cyndi Lauper next time. But they really didn't have any much money. So the Night of the Comet had a budget of $700,000.
Hmm.
It's a little over $2.1 million today and grossed a little under 14.5 million, which is over $44.5 million today. So it was a big hit. It made a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how much this movie just kept popping up.
Yeah, it was it's more than a cult hit because, like I said, it made its money, but then it kept on, it was always on TV a
Hmm.
lot, cable, and I'm sure it was rented a lot. I don't know. So in its first week of release, Night of the Comet came in at number three at the box office. Winner of the weekend was another new release, the Chuck Norris classic, Missing in Action.
Interesting.
Other new release that week, coming at number five, is Just the Way You Are, which is about a woman in a leg brace who thinks people treat her differently because of her disability. So she tests this theory by putting her leg in a cast and traveling to a ski resort. Tim Daly's in the movie. Almost curious to watch it just to see Tim Daly in 1984.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Uh, Razorback, a movie we'll be covering later, released in the US this week and came in at
Yeah.
number 35.
Okay. Wow. Low. Okay. I didn't know the list kept going. Okay.
Yeah. Uh, and then, fun fact, in its second week of release, Nightmare on Elm Street has shot up from number 10 to number 6
There it
in its
goes.
second week. And,
Firing it up.
and poor Silent Night, Deadly Night has fallen to number 12 in its second and last weekend of
Oh,
release.
naughty.
Naughty.
I'm really bummed out that I didn't realize I picked a Christmas movie. I completely forgot about the Christmas element.
I did forgot it too. So I was like, oh, you're kidding. We did it again.
Yeah. Whoops.
It's like first we're stuck in New York and now we're stuck in Christmas.
Yeah. Oh
So
well.
pressure is on me
I guess so.
to make
Yeah.
sure that we don't do a movie set in New York and we don't do a movie that is set at Christmas time. So I've done a little homework, and I
Okay.
figure we have to start crossing off some of the things that like I don't think are going to be good at all.
Well, I thought that's what we've been doing. Jeez, you were coming after me of bad ones.
Well, Splatter University is definitely one of them. And I think I'm going to go into that vein, which I
Okay.
think this might actually be worse than Splatter University.
Oh
I don't
no.
know. Well, apparently this thing was filmed entirely on weekends, what we're going to be watching next
Oh no.
in Waterbury, Connecticut. Disconnected.
Okay, I was not expecting that one. All right. I don't remember what the poster looked like on this one.
It's a half-naked woman from behind with a phone cord around her neck.
Okay. And it's another one that says it's on Tubi. I'm curious if it's on
Doobie.
YouTube again. We'll see.
Could be.
Interesting.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, "Ah, I don't want to. Because I want to like rush to like the good stuff, and I'm like, nope, gotta be good, gotta be good, gotta start pacing stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
don't,
otherwise, we're
yeah.
gonna like want to kill ourselves if we just start watching like the bad stuff. Like I have 10 of these in a row. I'm like, ah.
There's a decent amount of ones I've not heard of. But I mean that's why I went
Like I've never seen this
Night of the
disconnected. I have no
Comet
idea what it
because
is, so it's gonna be interesting.
do you how many ones you've never heard of we have left
Oh,
out of curiosity?
I I've seen the original Beast of Boggy Creek, so but I've never
Never
seen the
watched the
sequel.
sequel.
Bloodsucker from Outer Space, I'd never heard of. Disconnected is a first for me. Um, The Initiation will be a first for me. Shadows Run Black will be a first for me, and Silent Madness will be a first for me. So there's plenty of things I've
Okay.
never seen before.
So when I
And
promise
Spider
right
University was a
now,
first time for me too.
I'm
And
not
Scream for
gonna
Help.
I'm not gonna make the Hills Have Eyes Part 2 pick. So when you think it might be your pick, just give me a little nod heads up so I can watch the original.
I have planned out
You do?
for
Okay.
when it because we're gonna have to take a little break because I'll be on vacation. So
Oh,
it'll give me
that's
some extra
smart.
time.
That's smart. Okay.
Yeah. Even though like the sequel has nothing almost nothing to do with the original.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like there's no returning hero characters in the sequel.
okay. Fair enough.
But both directed by Wes Craven and they're both worth watching. So
Fair enough, man. Well, that's all I got, unless you got anything else to add.
nope, that's it. All right. That is it for us. Please show your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or wherever you happen to listen to the show. Also, sharing is caring. Be sure to follow us on social media to get the latest show updates. You can contact us by emailing at filmbrochamp@gmail.com or find us by searching for the hashtag FilmBroChamp. Thank you for listening to this episode of Film Bros Championship Podcast. Peace out, everyone.
Hey, think tank, huh? Think over this.